All right, everybody, it's Max from Paper Gold and Common Ground Finds with one of my favorite shows, Paper Gold Member Wins. Today we are talking to Nick about one of my favorite topics and categories, which is art books. Nick sold a Frank Stella gallery catalog, not an art book, not an artist monograph, but a catalog where you could order probably signed prints and signed Frank Stella lithographs. So, Nick, tell us about how you came upon this great item, and then we'll get into a little bit of a deeper dive on it.
Sure. So I actually have a deal set up with a local book exchange company. He's got like several stores throughout the area, and basically I can go over. I've got a Toyota Prius, so if you can kind of picture the size, and if as much of many book boxes I can shove in there, in every nook and cranny, I get to do that for $20 for all of those.
Wow,
So
so they just call you and say, come pick up, and
yep,
away you go.
yeah. So yep, I go, I pick them up. Normally I'll just park my car outside and just kind of go through, get my duds separated out. Figure out which ones I'm just going to donate, take the rest inside, and move on. So yeah, so I was going through and I came across there's a couple boxes that had all of these different like portfolios. I've still got a bunch to list of them, of art galleries. I had an exhibition catalog also sold for Jackson Pollock
Okay.
that sold like within an hour of posting. So probably went
Well,
a little
it's
too well.
Jackson Pollock. Of course he's going to
Yeah, of
sell
course it's Jackson. Yeah. So and so I came across this, and there was a couple other ones that were kind of just like look kind of interesting, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, I don't know who. To be honest, I have no idea who Frank Stella is.
right. But you know this is my favorite category
Yes.
of all time. Yes,
Yeah,
I love the art. Yes.
and it's like like you can kind of tell like it's like something worth like I'm like, okay, this is definitely gonna put this to the side. And yeah, I mean it had so you go and open it up. It's got like the order brochure. It's kind of stylish because it's kind of like I think shiny on the front
Right.
with his name over and over and over again. And inside they had each of these like I want to say there was like 15, 20 of these like large kind of almost postcard size
Right. In
prints
order
of each of
form,
his
like an order
art.
form. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but each of them also they had the name at the bottom of
Right.
the. And I mean you could honestly probably frame those and put them up
Sure.
if you wanted to. Yeah.
Right. Well,
So
I think the beautiful part of this catalog, this brochure, this showcase for Frank Stella is not only that it's Frank Stella art. You want to give us the year of which this was produced?
yeah, it was 1967.
All
So
right. So this is mid-century modern at its finest. We are going in from the 60s on the verge of the 70s, and Frank Stella has
mhm,
definitely made a name for himself. And this
yep.
catalog has survived 50 years. It made it to this place where you get it. I want to say you paid money for it, but you really paid $20 for a car full of books.
I mean
So
pennies if anything. So
there
yeah.
are there are going to be some people be like, well, his time means something. Yes, his time means something, but he I'm going to say that he did not pay much for this book. Under a
Mhm.
dollar will make everybody happy.
Sure.
Now,
Yeah. I don't want anybody be
you pay?
mad,
Yes.
yeah.
What did you pay for this catalog from 1968? Or not what did you pay? What did you sell it for?
So I sold for. I got to double check here, make sure I got my money right here. I don't want anybody to get mad again.
I know
Uh,
they get
three
mad
hundred
easy.
angry people. $359.99. So
And I'm guessing this is probably a 16 or a 32 page catalog of some sort.
I,
Not
I
even
mean,
that.
literally, I think it was uh pieces. I got the list of the art here, so I will tell you exactly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of art.
You
So
know, I'm a little bit jealous of you right now because this is I'm a big
yeah.
Frank Stella fan, but you
Oh,
you actually
really?
yeah
Okay.
you found a great piece of
I got one more on there if
history.
you want to. I'll give you a deal.
Well, how about just as a paper gold leader? How about just sending me a Christmas present, Nick?
I'll send you a
My
picture.
gosh. No, I
No,
want
I
you to
mean,
sell it and make as much money as you can.
yeah, and I mean, honestly, like the other one is up there. I mean, it's getting just as much. I mean, he
Mhm.
must be extremely popular. Like I said, not probably, not
Still
someone I
is.
know, but
Still is. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. It's yeah, I mean, it must be very popular. There's a lot of hits on that one, and it'll probably go here any day now, probably for about the same price.
All right.
So
Well, I'm going to give people a little bit of a sneak peek of the relationship that you and I have, just a sneak
okay,
peek.
sure.
And we're not going to say too much, but Nick and I are also working on a book together, but we're not going to say much more beyond that. And we will probably have a release date around the beginning of 2025. Nick is
Mhm.
someone that is very, very, very technologically sound more than I. And between that and my little bit of knowledge of books, we're producing a book together. So be on
Yeah,
the lookout for that. So, Nick, here's my last question.
sure.
You've been a PaperGold member for many, many, many months, many months.
Pretty
What
soon.
advice would you give to people
Hmm.
on hunting, on sourcing, on your expertise and knowledge and how well you do it? Because you do very well in this business.
I mean, honestly, I feel like, sometimes you come across, I like the weird stuff. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Like,
I
you
always
know,
talk about the weird stuff.
the weird stuff is fun. And, if you pick up something and you just like, like kind of like that feeling like, well, what exactly is, like that, get kind of curious. I always set those to the side, double check, and 9 times out of 10, it seems like it's something that
Beautiful.
someone, it's odd. It's kind of people, there's always going to be a niche somewhere for someone for that book, right? And that's the way I look at it is like, I might not, again, I'm not a big Frank Stella fan. You are.
You are
I might
now,
not
though.
like
You are now.
oh, definitely, yes. I'm, so yeah. But I mean, again, if you might not like it, but someone out there, it's
Right.
going to be something that they love and they're going to cherish. And that's, I mean, honestly, I think that's the fun part of this is the treasure hunt aspect,
Mhm.
but it's also the fact that you're connecting somebody with something that they want. There's someone
Yeah.
out there right now waiting desperately for that one thing that you have to list, and you've just got to make that connection. So,
And what I always say is just because it's unfamiliar to you doesn't mean it's worthless. If it's
yeah,
unfamiliar to you, you have an obligation to research it as you did, and you made
hmm,
almost $400 from a pickup. It's amazing. I
yeah,
thank you for your time, Nick. I know I'm going to see you again probably this
oh,
week sometime talking about the book that will be
yeah, definitely.
releasing soon. And I thank you for your time. I know you're listening today, so thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
And